vanishing folklore and beliefs.
Manx Folklore, public domain reading, The Mermaid of Gob-Ny Ooyll. Once there lived at the bottom end of Ooyll a family of the name of Ooyll, and the mermaid who had her haunt up Bulgham Way was a friend to them. They were always in luck's way and never seemed to be short of anything. Sure enough, they were full of thrift, and to fill in odds of spare time they made lobster pots from the osier that grew around in plenty, and they always found a ready market. They kept a cow and a few sheep just to give work to the women in the long winter nights, but their living was mostly got by the sea. It was well known that Ooyll had a strong liking for apples, and that he would often bring some with him out in the boat. But when he got well up in his years, he would be leaving a lot of the boat work for the boys. And then the luck began to get less, and many a time one of them had to take a gun to keep something in the pot. Then the bigger boys took to herring. One boy, however, Evan, had to stay about to keep things going, and it happened that one day after he had the creels set, just at Bulgham, that he pulled the boat in and went up the brow after some eggs. On coming back to the boat, he heard someone calling to him, and looking round, he saw a fine-looking woman sitting on the edge of a rock. "And how is your father?" said she. "It's seldom he's coming this way now." Young Ooyll was a bit frightened at first, but seeing a pleasant look on her face, he took courage and told her how things were at home. Then saying she hoped to see him again, she slipped into the water and disappeared. On getting home, he told what had taken place, and the father, his face lighting up, declared, "There will be luck on the house quite yet." And he said, "Take some apples with you the next time you go up that way, and we'll see." The very next time the young chap went, he took some apples with him, and when he got to the place where he had seen the beautiful woman, he went as usual on the hunt among the rocks. Then he heard sweet singing, and when he turned around, what should he see but the mermaid leaning over the boat and smiling pleasantly. She took an apple and began to eat and chant, "The luck of the sea be with you, but don't forgetful be of bringing some sweet land eggs for the children of the sea." From that time he was living nearly on the water, until at last he was taken to task for being idle. Then he made up his mind to go sailing in foreign parts. The mermaid was in great distress, so to please her he went and planted an apple tree on the brow above her haunt, telling her that when he would be far away, this tree would grow land eggs, which, when they would be sweet and ready for eating, would come of themselves to the water for her. And sure enough, the luck of the family remained, even though the boy was gone. She seemed to bear up well for a long time, and would often be seen sitting on the rocks in the evening, singing sad songs and casting longing glances up to the apple tree above. She kept very shy of everyone coming her way, and at last, finding the apples slow in coming, made up her mind to go in search for young sail, hoping the apples would be ready for taking when they would come back. But neither of them ever came back, though for many a long year the apple tree bore fruit and marked the little creek where the mermaid used to live. If you enjoyed this public domain reading, please take a moment and subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much for listening.
Vanishing folklore and beliefs.